has to be all about being on the right side of the puck. And this, to me, you want to help Jack or Peter Mrazek, and you have to find a way to keep the puck out of your net. That has to be the only focus from here on in.
Yeah. You know, the pushback to that I see is that they're, again, which I said last week, the offense has dried up in the playoffs. But listen, right now you're dead on. I mean, 5 of the last 8 games, the Leafs have given up 5 goals or more. You know, they've given up at least 3 goals in 7 of the last 8 games. Like, pucks are going in. You know, right now the difference between Campbell making saves and not is he just can't squeeze it. You know, the old freeze rate we talked about, he's dropping in the standings or in the
How
league.
badly do you know?
Well, he's not. It's not that he's dropping places. He had such a high lead on everyone else, but it's tightening up. Everyone is catching him in terms of, like, he's not catching as many pucks, and you see that on the goal where Liljegren is standing beside. Is it JT Miller who shoots in the first one? You know, a week before that, we saw Liljegren standing beside a guy. But again, both were bad rebounds by Campbell. But this is the point Keefe is making. Yeah, he can do more, but we have to help him out. We got to clear pucks out. I think TJ Brody was standing beside 2 guys that tip pucks in. So, you know, there's an element that Campbell hasn't been great, but he's not getting help either. And when you have a guy who's struggling, the best thing you can do for him is clear those lanes and let him see some shots.
Let's hear from Sheldon Keefe on team defense, and I don't think offense is mentioned in this one.
It's not.
I don't think we gave up very much. We absolutely have to do a better job on our own end, you know, with pucks coming to our net. That was really the source of their offense tonight. You know, they just got the puck to the top and threw it at the net. You know, normally when that's the case, you know, it's hard for the other team to score, and we didn't do a good enough job today with tying up sticks and clearing out lanes and letting the goalie just see those pucks. But I thought we defended well to just really pretty much limit them to those type of looks. You know, that's what we've been asking our team to do. We've got to do a better job on it. We need to block more shots. We need to, you know, tie up sticks and push people out of the way. Those are all things we need to do better. That's an area I think you can see we're really missing Muzz. You know, he's the best guy we have in that area of the game. But the guys that we have in have got to do a better job of that. But aside from that, I liked a lot about our game today. Get down 3-1, push back, get control of the game. It was a pretty dominant second period for us.
And now we know Jake Muzzin has not had a stellar year, but it is abundantly clear that they don't have anyone close to him in front of the net.
The net front. It's just open season. What's interesting is, so he talked about them only giving those low to high opportunities because they actually, you know, they're 29th in the league in odd man rushes against. They only give up 2 that whole night. So they defended well until they're in their own end. They go low to high. Yeah. And then anyone who wants to stand in front of the crease can just live there.
I don't get that.
That's good defending.
Well, we limit it to those type of looks. Can I tell you something? If you're giving me that look all night, I don't need a second look anywhere else.
I mean, you're going to count on that one from Hamonic going in from the out by the boards and the blue line?
I like the percentages of my points being open and then crashing to the net and eventually getting one through.
Well, yeah. So if you're a coach, though, you want to live with that and trust your D to take away the people in front. Do you not?
Yeah. Who are you trusting? Liljegren.
No, well, Riley's not. It's not his forte. Hall's not a big bruiser.
So then,
Brody is positionally sound. Usually can box out.
Then I love that look even more against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
And if you're giving me the points all day long, if you're gonna collapse 5 guys below the hash marks and give up the point shot where they can go D to D and back sometimes again and then stretch everybody out, then your odds of getting pucks to the net increase dramatically.
Yeah.
And he's like, tie up sticks. How about just pushing somebody out of the way?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that D.
So when you're not big and strong, like the Leafs D, and someone is going to go to the net, you have to set that sort of box that, like, set the screen early. Because once they're there, they're there. Like, you're not going to see the guys we're talking about, like, physically move them from that spot. They have to stop them from getting there in the first place because as I said, they're not going to move them. So, yeah, it's not. And, Lyubushkin's been good. I don't know. To me, this is a guy that, like, okay, third pair right D, don't even talk about it again.
Yeah.
He's not going to be perfect, but he can play that role beautifully.
And that's, again, when we talk about those type of fillers that you can go out in the trade deadline and find, they're not game changers.
Right.
They're just holding their own.
Yeah.
And that's where people's expectations you gotta truly understand what you think is out there.
There's shingles on the garage, but the garage is built. It's like they're a little bit of help.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what's out there from here? What are we, 2 weeks today, JB?
Yeah.
Trade deadline.
I think we're going to have a 3-hour show that day and start at 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. If I had to guess. I haven't heard from our bosses, but if I had to guess.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't. Just leave me alone
we'll
till 3. Just leave me alone till 3. Then
Fair enough.
3's over.
That's right. Yeah,
You just wait for certain trades to be announced, but then it's done.
don't want to step on Will Lou's toes.
No. We're just
So
going to
that
watch Elliot and Jeff Merrick break all the trades first, and we just sit back and relax.
sounds awesome. I'm in. One of the positions that is going to be highly discussed in our own